Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about Kubernetes and Cloud Native Essentials. The code of this course in linuxfoundation.org is LFS 250. So if you want to do this course, this is for newbies and in Kubernetes. So this give you an overview of cloud native technologies and how container orchestration systems like Kubernetes can help to implement them. You maybe heard about Kubernetes. So it's a very popular open source platform for managing containerized workloads and quickly became a standard job requirement in IT sector. So it's good to do this course and to get this certification. So in the Linux Foundation, you in this course you have many knowledge checks. So it's like quiz, and in this quiz you have uh, mostly of the questions that you have in the exam. So it's good to do the course and it's good to complete the knowledge check. I will not talk about the whole course, but in this video I will show you the questions and answers. So let's start it. So here we have question 2.1. Cloud native applications are. So you need to choose one, two, or three, or all. So for this one, I will choose all. Question 2.2. What are some characteristics of cloud native architecture? I will choose only one. High automation and scalability. Question 2.3. The Open Container Initiative provides container standards for runtime image distribution. Question 2.4. What is the most common pattern for autoscaling in cloud environments? Serverless computing does not require. So you can see there's a lot of tricky questions, like sometimes they put does not require, is not a standard, so you need to be careful with these questions. So here we have 100% of correct answers. So let's go to the third section, chapter 3, container orchestration. Containers can help with select all the correct answers. So it can be 1, 2, 3, or everything. So this is all the above. The usage of containers and virtual machines are mutually exclusive. True or false? False. Container isolation is achieved by namespace and C groups. A Docker file contains instructions on how to build a container image. Which command can be used to build a container image with Docker? Also, you need to be careful with this kind of questions because sometimes they they put the answer in the question, but sometimes they can confuse you. So in this case, it's Docker build. Where can you upload container images? In the registry. Containers started on the same host share the host system's kernel. True or false? True. So, which problems can be solved with a container orchestration systems? Okay, it can be scheduling containers. Okay, it can be this also. Yeah, so it's all the above. What do you call the automatic process of discovering service on a network? So you see here they give you the answer. So it's service discovery. What are the main parts of a service mesh? Data plane and control plane. See the results? Oops. Let's see. Ah, this is wrong. Okay, we have only one wrong. So we got 91%. That's fine. You need only 75% to pass in this exam. Let's go to Kubernetes Fundamentals, Chapter 4. Kubernetes were originally designed and developed by Google. What are the two types of Kubernetes nodes? Then here you need to select all answers that apply. So it's control plane and work node. The Kubernetes agent running on each work node is called kubelet. What tool can be used to set up a Kubernetes cluster? You can use Minikube, KubeADM, and Rancher. So it's all the above. Sort the three stages a request needs to go through in API server. So this is tricky because the correct answer is first you have the authentication, then you have the authorization, then you have admission control. And here you can maybe confuse this answer here. So just remember the authentication comes first. Which container runtime is marked as a deprecate by Kubernetes Docker? Which of the following is not a requirement in Kubernetes networking? So this is not a requirement. All pods communicate encrypted. Which Kubernetes component is responsible for scheduling? Kubescheduler. See the results? Okay, 100%. Let's go to the next. Working with Kubernetes. Kubernetes object can be described in a data serialization language called YAML. Which of the following is not a required field in Kubernetes object? Containers. What is the name of the official Kubernetes command line interface? kubectl. What is the smallest deployable compute unit of Kubernetes? Pod. How do you configure a container to run in a pod before your main containers? Init container. Which workload object does not exist in Kubernetes? Application set, because you have replica set, deployment, and stateful set, and you don't have application set. Which service types exist in Kubernetes? Node port, cluster IP, load balancer, external name. So you have all the above. Ingress objects can be used to configure HTTPS routing rules. True or false? True. Which Kubernetes object can be used to request storage? So in Kubernetes you have persistent volume and persistent volume claim. So to request storage you use PVC. What's the main difference between config maps and secrets? Is the encoding. Which autoscalers are available in Kubernetes? So you have all these autoscalers there, and I saw another question in another exam, and they put the different question. So they put, like, for example, load balancer autoscaler. So we don't have the load balance autoscaler in Kubernetes, so this is all the above. Let's see the results. 100%. Okay, let's go to the next. Cloud native application delivery. What is the name of a popular version control tool? Git. Version control systems can be used as a basis to manage. So you can manage all the above. What does CICD stand for? So CICD is continuous integration and continuous delivery. How can you automate the build, test, and deployment of an application? Pipeline. Flux is built with the GitOps toolkit. This is a trick question. Flux and Argo CD are popular GitOps tools. That's correct. But they are not a push based they are they don't use a push based approach. Only Argo CD is push based and Flux is pull based. So this is false. Okay, 100%. Next, cloud native observability. Observability is the same as monitoring. True or false? False. Which of the following is typical telemetry data? So all of this is telemetry data, so it's all the above. How can you show the logs of a previously terminated container named Ruby in the Web1 pod? So dash P is pod, dash C is container, and always the container comes first. So this. What do you call the pattern where you add a second container to your pod to collect and ship logs? So this is called sidecar container logging. What is a good format for structured logging? JSON. What kind of software is Prometheus? So Prometheus is for collecting and storing metrics. Which Prometheus metric type should be used for a value that only increases? Example, error count. So it's counter. Which methods can be used to optimize cloud costs? Select all the answers that apply. Right sizing, no, and reserving instance. Okay, 100%. Okay, we completed all the questions. We only have one incorrect. So if in the exam we have these kind of questions, we should pass. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much, and give your like if you like the video. Bye bye.